Bro, I'm so tired of working, bro. I'm so tired of working, bro. I don't care about these bills, bro. I don't care about this freaking car, bro. I don't care about this freaking car insurance, bro. I don't care about these kids. Bro, I don't care about my hair.
So, of course, you're tired of working. Who wouldn't be when you're grinding away at something that drains you day in and day out? But here's the thing. Complaining about it isn't going to change a damn thing. The bills don't care if you're tired, the car still needs insurance, and the kids. They still need to be taken care of. This is life and it's tough for everyone. But the difference between those who succeed and those who stay stuck is the mindset. If you're tired of working, then it's time to start thinking about how to work smarter, not harder. Find a way to get out of the rat race, build something for yourself, and stop living life on autopilot. You don't care about your hair? Good, because all that surface level stuff isn't what's going to get you out of this grind. What's going to get you out is focusing on what really matters, making moves and creating a life where you're not just surviving but thriving. So stop with the whining, take control, and start making decisions that are going to get you where you want to be. It's not easy, but nothing worth having ever is. You're either going to rise above or let life drag you down. The choice is yours.
The majority of home buyers these days are single.
City girls are up 1,000 points on this one. We did a big one and he is 100% right, sir. And I have purchased not only one but two homes in my lifetime, both times as a single woman. I have one child. I have never been married. And I did not have a co-applicant that was a boyfriend or anything like that on either one of my mortgage loan applications. What I am noticing though is that there are so many women that are applying for these home loans for their $350,000 house or their $400,000 house. They are so prepared for home ownership. I don't know if men feel intimidated. I don't know what it is. But not only are they getting to it, they're getting to the bag by having not just one, but two full-time jobs.
It's all right, let's break this down. You've got women out here buying homes, stacking up their assets and securing the bag. Good for them. If you're out there making moves, purchasing not just one but two homes on your own, that's impressive. You've got your finances in order, you're prepared for homeownership, and you're not waiting around for a man to help you do it. That's power, plain and simple. But here's the flip side. You're doing this because you have to, because the world has forced you to be self-reliant. And men, they're not intimidated. They're just playing a different game. While women are out here grinding with two full-time jobs, men are looking at this and thinking, is this really the life I want? They see the stress, the hustle, and they're opting out of that rat race, focusing on building wealth in different ways, maybe investing in assets that don't require working themselves to the bone. So yeah, city girls might be up 1,000 points on the scoreboard of life right now, but that's because they're forced to play the game with everything they've got. The truth is, men aren't intimidated. They're recalculating, re-strategizing. They're figuring out how to live on their own terms without the burnout, without the need to prove anything to anyone. Props to you for getting it done, but don't mistake men's different approach as intimidation. They're just not playing the same game anymore. And in the long run, we'll see who really comes out on top.
I love being a homeowner until it's time to do, like, I call it the manly stuff, like the snow, the lawn, go take out the trash. Like, as a single female, I feel like I should have been a little bit smarter and maybe got a condo or something where all this is included in the HOA or I don't have to take the trash can out that far. Yes, I know that I can just go call someone and have them do it, but I don't want to go in my pocket and have to pay for it. I don't know, maybe I need a condo or a man.
So, you love the independence and pride that comes with being a homeowner, but when it comes to the tough, dirty jobs, the manly stuff, suddenly, it's not so glamorous anymore, right? Let me tell you something. This is the reality check that comes with being truly independent. You wanted the house, the freedom, and the accomplishment, and that's all great. But it also comes with the responsibility to handle all the gritty details. Sure, you could have gone for a condo, where the HOA takes care of everything, but then you wouldn't have the full autonomy that comes with owning a home. You made a choice. And now, you're seeing both sides of that decision. The truth is, real independence isn't just about the highs, it's about managing the lows too. You don't want to pay someone to do the tough jobs? Fine, but that's part of the package deal. Home ownership isn't just about having a roof over your head, it's about handling everything that comes with it. From mowing the lawn to shoveling the snow, this is the trade-off you made for the freedom and pride of owning your space. So what's the move? Either embrace the grind that comes with it, or consider downsizing to something that fits your lifestyle better. But don't complain about the challenges when they're just part of what you signed up for. Independence means you handle it all, the good, the bad, and the downright annoying. That's the real deal.
Buying a house is like one of the worst investments you can make. And I'm here to tell you why. Let's say you buy an average house, $400,000, 3% down, and your interest rate is 4.5. You will not guess how much this will cost you. Over the life of this loan, you will be paying $319,000 in interest. You're literally almost paying double for the house, right? Because the house is $400,000 and come on now. That brings the whole total to $827,000. So almost $1 million for a $400,000 house.
You think buying a house is one of the worst investments because of the interest? Let me tell you something. You're looking at it all wrong. Yes, over the life of a loan, you're going to pay a significant amount in interest. That's just how mortgages work. But let's break it down. First off, you're not just paying for the house itself, you're paying for the privilege of living in that space for 30 years. What you're really doing is locking in your housing costs for decades. While rent keeps going up, your mortgage payment stays the same, and every payment builds equity in something that belongs to you. Now let's talk about the interest. Sure, it's a big number, but that's the cost of borrowing money over a long period. The alternative? Renting forever, where you're paying someone else's mortgage and walking away with nothing. You never see that money again. But here's the kicker. Real estate tends to appreciate over time. That $400,000 house, it's not going to stay $400,000. 10, 15, 20 years down the line, it could be worth a lot more. And all that appreciation goes into your pocket, not your landlord's. So while you're paying interest, you're also growing your net worth. And let's not forget about tax benefits. Mortgage interest is often deductible, which can offset some of those costs. So yeah, the numbers might seem scary at first, but look at the bigger picture. Owning property isn't just about the monthly payment. It's about building wealth over time. Real estate is one of the few assets that people have consistently used to build generational wealth. So don't get scared by the interest. Understand that it's part of the game. And if you play it right, buying a home can be one of the best investments you'll ever make.
I bought a house, ridiculous. Invested a ton of money into a house in California. It doesn't fit. This is not where I'm supposed to be. That's awesome. The house is on the market. It's up for sale. I moved here 2 weeks ago. That's just insane. But my soul is like, ba-da-da, right? She's just like, you needed to go into this home theme. And the only way that we were going to get you into this home theme is to really mess you up.
All right, so you bought a house, put a ton of money into it, and now you're realizing it's not where you're supposed to be. Let's be real. This is a classic example of jumping into something without fully thinking it through. You got caught up in the excitement, made a big move, and now your gut is telling you it was a mistake. It happens, but here's the deal. You've got to own it and learn from it. Your soul's telling you this was a misstep. Maybe it's right, but guess what? Sometimes we need to make mistakes to get on the right path. Life's not always about making perfect decisions. It's about making decisions, period, and then adjusting course when things don't pan out the way we expected. So you're selling the house, putting it on the market after just 2 weeks, fine. But don't sit around beating yourself up over it. Take the lesson, move forward, and next time, trust your instincts before you make a huge commitment. Your soul might be telling you that you needed this experience to push you in the right direction, and maybe that's true. But the key is to not let this shake your confidence. Mistakes happen. What matters is how you respond. You made a bold move, it didn't work out. So now it's time to make another bold move, one that aligns with where you truly want to be. Selling the house? That's just the start. Now, figure out where you need to go next and make it happen. Don't get stuck on the misstep. Focus on the next step.
Guys, look. If you don't naturally love DIYs, being handy, living an unsoft life, like home ownership really might not be for you. And I'm not saying don't invest in real estate. Please do. But if you don't like taking out your garbage outside in the cold, and then making sure garbage cans are at the curb for pickup, and mowing grass and shoveling snow and putting out salt when it's time for some type of storm, and painting chips on your wall and replacing faucets and dealing with water damage and repairing a roof and all of the things. Baby, you might be better off in an apartment. Some say a condo, I say apartment. Because in my mind, even a condo, baby, if you have something wrong with your sink, who's in charge of it? You are. And instead of getting your nails done, you're worrying about finding those replacement parts and finding someone reputable to come into your home and fix that for you. And look, I think girls can do everything that they want to do. This girl, this woman, doesn't want to be bothered with that stuff. And I think that that's okay. Like, can we normalize successful women not wanting to bear the burden of home ownership?
Look, you're absolutely right. Home ownership isn't for everyone, and there's nothing wrong with admitting that. If you're not into DIY projects, handling repairs, or dealing with the endless list of responsibilities that come with owning a home, then why force it? This whole idea that you have to be a homeowner to be successful or to prove something is outdated. You want to focus on your career, get your nails done, live comfortably without worrying about the next repair job. Fine. There's nothing wrong with choosing an apartment or even a condo if that's what fits your lifestyle. Not everyone is cut out for the unsoft life of dealing with broken faucets, shoveling snow or repainting walls. And that doesn't make you any less successful or driven. Let's be real, life is about choices. If you'd rather spend your time and energy on things that bring you joy rather than on home maintenance, that's not just okay, it's smart. You know what you want, and you're making decisions that align with your values and lifestyle. And yes, we absolutely should normalise the idea that successful women, or anyone for that matter, don't have to bear the burden of home ownership if it's not something they're passionate about. Real estate is just one way to invest, and it's not the only path to financial success. So if home ownership doesn't appeal to you, keep it moving. Focus on what does, and don't let anyone tell you that you have to fit into a certain mould to be successful.
I was 29 years old when I first purchased my house in LA County in California, and man, I tell you, owning a home is literally a scam. In America is that you never actually own your house. You never actually own your house. I'm telling you, because on top of everything, you have to pay like over $10,000 a year just on property taxes. And when you don't, guess who's going to be at your door? Mr. Uncle Sam himself. And these are types of things that I was never aware about because, I was young when I first bought my house, so I didn't know better, but there's just so much added up. The maintenance, I tell you, that is a lot of work to do. So if you're buying a house, it's not just like paying off your house. There's other expenses involved. Having a tenant doesn't guarantee that your mortgage is always going to be paid because imagine your tenant loses their job. Who's going to pay their rent? The mortgage, It's going to be you. It's going to come out of your freaking pocket. And you can't always rely on other people to pay your mortgage for you. At least in the state of California. I don't know anywhere else, correct me if I'm wrong, but in California, the tenants have rights and the burden of responsibility falls on the homeowner. So there's that. Also, fire department just showed up at my house yesterday and they were like, hey, it's going to be fire season. You have to cut off all your trees, do all your yard work. And I'm like, dude, is the state going to pay for that? Because I have to find someone and pay thousands of dollars for this now. And it's like, it never ends. There's always money after money after money. And if shit screws up, the burden of responsibility falls on you as the homeowner. So there's that. I would buy a house if there's multi-income, if you're going to be a multi-income household and you guys, all the people involved have stable jobs, then yes.
All right, let's get real. Owning a home is not the fairy tale that everyone makes it out to be. You're absolutely right about the hidden costs and the constant responsibilities that come with it. You think you own your home, but the reality is, as long as you're paying property taxes, you're just renting it from the government. Miss a payment and Uncle Sam is knocking on your door, ready to remind you who's really in charge. Property taxes, maintenance, unexpected repairs, dealing with tenants if you rent it out. It's a lot, and it never ends. You bought your house thinking it was a smart move, but now you're realising it's like having a second full-time job just to keep up with all the demands. And let's not forget, if you're in a place like California, the rules heavily favour the tenant, so you can't even rely on rental income to cover your mortgage without serious risk. And then there's the fire season, the state coming in and telling you to clear your yard, cut down trees, and foot the bill for it. It's like you're constantly shelling out money for something you thought you owned, but the truth is, the house owns you. So, yeah, if you're not in a multi-income household with stable jobs, home ownership can feel like a scam. It's not just the mortgage, it's everything else that comes with it. You're not wrong for feeling this way, and more people need to wake up to the reality that home ownership isn't always the golden ticket it's cracked up to be. If you're going to buy a house, do it with your eyes wide open, knowing full well what you're getting into. And if it doesn't make sense for your situation, there's no shame in opting out.
Buy a house, they said. It'll be rewarding. They said it'll be fun, even. Homeownership is so fun. Yeah, until it's 9:30 in the morning and it's already 85 degrees outside. And there's sweat stinging in your eyes because it's so hot and you try to mow the lawn.
Buy a house, they said. It'll be rewarding, they said. Yeah, it's all fun and games until you're out there at 9:30 in the morning, drenched in sweat because it's 85 degrees and you're stuck mowing the lawn. That's the reality no one talks about when they're selling you the dream of home ownership. Sure, owning a home sounds great until you're the one dealing with the endless chores, the upkeep, and the unexpected maintenance that no one else is going to handle but you. It's not all BBQs and cosy evenings by the fireplace. Sometimes it's just a sweaty, thankless grind that makes you question why you ever thought this was a good idea. But hey, that's the price you pay for that little piece of the American dream, right? Home ownership can be rewarding, but it's also a lot of work, and not every part of it is glamorous. So next time someone tells you how great it is to own a home, just remember, it's all fun until you're out there battling the elements, wishing you could just hire someone else to deal with it.
I do not understand the point of owning a home. Not only do you have to pay an outrageous amount of money for a down payment on the house, but everything that breaks is then your responsibility to fix it. I don't have to bring my trash cans to the end of the street on trash night. All of my neighbors are super close, so I could just walk from apartment to apartment and meet friends easier. Anything that comes up, literally anything, I walk across the street to my leasing office, bang on their door and say, hey, I need this fixed. Now, I don't have to pay anybody for it. You're telling me if I have a house, I have to call somebody in special to come and fix something, and then I have to pay them extra money to do it? I don't really think I'm interested in that. I don't want to mow my lawn, and I don't want to shovel snow in the winter.
You're absolutely right. Home ownership isn't for everyone, and if you're not into dealing with all the responsibilities that come with it, then it's not worth the hassle. You don't see the point in paying a massive down payment only to have every single issue that comes up become your problem to solve. I get it. Owning a home might be sold as the ultimate goal, but the reality is it's not always as glamorous as it's made out to be. In an apartment, you've got the luxury of calling the leasing office whenever something goes wrong, and they handle it. No extra costs, no stress. Trash night, not your problem. Mowing the lawn or shoveling snow. Someone else deals with that while you stay cozy inside. And let's not forget the social aspect. Living in close quarters with your neighbours makes it easy to build connections and friendships without much effort. So why would you want to trade all that for the so-called freedom of home ownership, where every little thing that breaks is your responsibility, where you've got to shell out even more cash to fix things, and where your weekends are suddenly consumed with chores you never had to worry about before? If that doesn't sound like your idea of fun, then stick with renting. You're paying for convenience, peace of mind, and a stress-free lifestyle where you can focus on what really matters to you, without the burden of home maintenance hanging over your head. Home ownership isn't the be-all and end-all, and if you're not interested in the grind that comes with it, there's no shame in opting for a life where someone else handles the headaches.
One of the most unexpected, worst parts of becoming a homeowner is the realization that people like plumbers, electricians, appliance maintenance people, landscapers, they will all have you in a chokehold, whether you like it or not. You are at their mercy. They don't even need to be nice to you in order for them to get your business. It is harder to get a call back from a landscaper than it is a man. You are at the mercy of their pricing, their scheduling, their availability, all of that stuff, and you just gotta take it.
Welcome to the harsh reality of home ownership, where you quickly realise that you're at the mercy of every contractor and service professional you'll ever need. Plumbers, electricians, appliance repair guys, landscapers, they've all got you in a chokehold, and there's no getting out of it. You think they need to be nice to you to get your business? Think again. They know you're desperate, and they know you've got no choice but to play by their rules. Getting a call back from a landscaper is like trying to get a date with someone way out of your league. Good luck. They've got their schedules, their prices, and their availability, and you just have to deal with it. When something breaks, and you're staring down a flooded basement or a broken AC in the middle of summer, you realise just how little control you actually have. You're at their mercy, and they know it. This is one of those ugly truths that no one talks about when they're hyping up homeownership. It's not just about the mortgage and the down payment, it's about being on the hook for every little thing that goes wrong, and having to jump through hoops just to get someone to fix it. And when they do show up, you better be ready to pay whatever they're asking, because you're not in a position to negotiate. So if you're not ready to be at the mercy of a bunch of service professionals who hold all the cards, maybe think twice before diving into homeownership. It's not just about owning a piece of property. It's about taking on all the responsibilities and the headaches that come with it.
Home ownership ain't shit. I just recently bought my first house by myself at 25. I just moved in the house and things have gone to shit. For starters, I nearly flooded my garage. The water heater is not heating. The whole front yard is fucked up. My refrigerator ain't refrigerating. And I still haven't bought in furniture. I'm sleeping on an air mattress right now. And I broke out in tears, not because I'm sad, but because out of frustration, because I knew these things were coming. I just didn't think they were going to come this quickly. And I didn't think they were going to fucking topple each other like they did. Don't get me wrong. I do not regret being a homeowner and buying my house. It's just, it's rough out here. It's a lot, and I'm doing it by myself, and I'm trying the best I can. I'm taking one day at a time, but some days it's just bad.
The part they don't advertise in the glossy brochures. You just bought your first house at 25, and already the universe is throwing everything it's got at you. Flooded garage, broken water heater, messed up yard, a fridge that's on strike, and to top it off, you're still sleeping on an air mattress. It's like the house decided to test you right out of the gate. Look, I get it. You're not breaking down because you regret the decision. You're frustrated because you knew challenges were coming, but you didn't expect them to hit all at once like a bad domino effect. It's rough, no doubt about it. You're out here trying to handle everything solo, and some days it feels like the house is winning. But here's the thing. You're doing it. You're handling it even if it feels like you're barely keeping your head above water. Home ownership is a grind, especially when you're young and doing it on your own. But this is what builds resilience. You're learning how to deal with all the crap that comes with owning a home, and while it's tough now, it's also making you stronger. You've got to take it one day at a time, tackle one problem after another, and just keep pushing forward. It's not going to be easy, but the sense of accomplishment you'll feel once you've conquered these challenges is worth it. So, yeah, some days are bad, but that's part of the deal. Just remember, you're not in this alone. Plenty of homeowners have been through the same struggle, and they came out stronger on the other side. Keep grinding, keep learning, and know that you've got what it takes to handle this.